Simply stated, the American people don't want to close Guantanamo Bay, which is an isolated military control facility, to bring these crazy bastards that want to kill us all to the United States. Most Americans believe that the people at Guantanamo Bay are not some kind of burglar or bank robber. They're bent on our destruction, and I stand with the American people that we're under siege, we're under attack, and we're at war.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham made his feelings pretty clear this weekend when he was asked about recent reports suggesting new interest, possibly, in moving terror suspects from the Guantanamo Bay prison camp to jails inside the United States of America. Those reports came after a leading Senate Democrat ordered a report that was released last week after the press sniffed it out, evaluating that possible move in what some believe is an opening salvo in revisiting this debate about where the GITMO prisoners should go. Joining me now for her take is Michelle Malkin. She's a conservative columnist and a Fox News contributor. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you, Kelly. Thanks, Megan.
So you say there's not one but two big reasons people need to be focused on this and believe that the administration is very much interested in moving those detainees to American soil. Tell us.
Yeah, that's right. The GAO report that our Catherine Herridge reported on that forced Dianne Feinstein to acknowledge that, in fact, it did exist, and to acknowledge that, yes, people like Dianne Feinstein and the helpers of the Obama administration are reopening up this debate. There was another, I think, very troublesome and worrying maneuver that took place in October. And a lot of people were not paying attention to it because, of course, we were all absorbed with the election. But on October 2nd, the federal government purchased the Thompson Correctional Facility outside of Rockford, Illinois. And I had written about this months and months ago when it was first floated as a possible GITMO North. And it appears that even though the American people resoundingly said no, and as Lindsey Graham colorfully put it, did not want these crazy bastards on American soil, that in fact it looks like this is exactly what they plan to do, even though Congress had passed a law barring the transfer of GITMO detainees to American soil. These people never take no for an answer, and the devil's in the details. The 9/11 Families for a Safe and Secure America, which advocates on behalf of the 9/11 families, obtained the notice that was filed in the D.C. court system by the DOJ that outlined the details of this acquisition. And there is language in there that specifically points to the possibility that these detainees will in fact be transferred to something like GITMO North or a civilian facility either in Illinois or somewhere else.
It certainly, I've looked at the language, and we did a segment on this actually at the time, and the language certainly keeps that open as an option. I mean, it's clear that it is open as an option if they can get Congress to reverse this stuff. There was bipartisan opposition to bringing the detainees from GITMO here onto American soil, and that's why Barack Obama had to sign a law that Congress passed saying, we're not going to fund it. We are not going to fund it. You can say that you're going to bring the GITMO detainees in as much as you want, but we have the power of the purse, and we're not giving you the money. So can he do this in any way other than getting Democratic control of the House, Michelle?
Well, he's done a lot of things extra legally and using, his unitary executive power. Even the purchase of this facility was in defiance of not only bipartisan opposition and opposition across the country, but particularly to I think in defiance of what the House Appropriations Subcommittee that oversees DOJ funds said. And Frank Wolf at the time had raised a lot of questions about this unilateral decision that Obama had made. And I think people need to go back and look at what Dick Durbin in particular said on the record. I mean, this smells like another Chicago crony deal. It's the worst of all worlds when you combine Obama's fake war on terror with the Chicago way. Apparently, they were discussing this deal on Air Force One in March, and he had already green-lighted it. And I think that there should be a lot more public outrage about this, particularly in Illinois, where these detainees might be shipped at some point. You know, this might not happen under the Obama administration, but he certainly is laying the groundwork for it. And that language in the DOJ notice that particularly says that the facility would be open to people who were detained under the authority of the Congressional
Any act
Act
of Congress, yeah.
That's right. That's right. And who else are they talking about? Let's not be stupid about this.
Yeah. And final question. Do you believe that there is any shift of opinion on this issue in the Congress right now? Do you believe the president has the support to make this change at the moment?
He certainly does not, although, of course, the release of that GAO report is a way to try and open the door. And you had Dianne Feinstein saying, well, if there's the political will to do it. You know, the thing about it is political will schmill. They don't care about it. They're going to run roughshod and steamroll political will if they have the chance to do so.
Michelle, thanks so much.